What is going on, YouTube? It is KB bringing out a brand new video for you guys today. Now in today's video, it is the brand new season 4. For the last season, I'm pretty sure I actually gave my settings, my fault, the settings that I actually used throughout the entire time, my updated settings I will be having in this video for season 4. I don't think anything specifically changed from my settings, but I would actually say that in terms of, yeah, I'll show y'all in terms of things that you're able to do, such as abuse and aim assist and things like that. I will actually tell y'all the things to actually do in order to do it. I will give like an in-depth guide to every single setting that I actually have, and with the settings I'll probably throw in like a little bit of tips in terms of the guns to use that I actually love to use to abuse these settings. When I say settings, I mean I'm talking about if you have the right settings, you use the right gun, the guns that I use, the primary guns that I use, I'm telling you, you will actually absolutely slap, including with the MP5, the MP7, the M4, etc. Even the new guns that just came out, especially the Vector and the Galil, or whatever you want to call it. Now, for my settings, we don't have to all press this. Alright, starting off for my controller, I have on stick and move flip. Now, I'm used to using like the L1 and R1. When in terms of just the PS3, if you ever had a PS3, playing like BO2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops as a whole, just playing games on a PS3, I actually just kept it as a flip when they gave the opportunity. When they tried to actually flip it to the L2 and R2, just like, you know, the Xbox controller, but I use a flip because one is actually quicker to react if your fingers are already up top. All you have to do is drag it. But I'd rather play this. Plus, even if I do have to play claw a little bit, I could quickly just swipe my finger to the right, like to square a triangle, just real quick, like just in case. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like when you're in a gunfight and you have to switch your weapon real quick and you can't like adjust your aim, like you can't like move your right stick. So like I just flick my finger down. I wish I had my camera on so I could just flick my finger down and press triangle real quick. Now for the stick layout preset, I have it on default. There's not really nothing. I mean, left, right. I just want to move normally. Now for the vertical look, I don't know who will actually use this. I don't recommend using this. This is actually not drip. I just recommend looking up and down as you already go, like just like you are in real life. When you look down in real life, you don't go up. Like it makes no sense to actually add this setting into the game. Now for the dead zone, the adjuster controller dead zone represents an inner range and where the stick input will now be registered. I actually recommend putting us on a 4.05 to like a 0.10. I like, you know, but I have mine in the middle. Since you're not able to put it on like 7.5 and like anything between that, I just have it on 0.7 just because like you can't really do anything else. But I recommend either 0.05 or 0.07. That's what I actually recommend. Either of those. I don't understand going lower or higher. I just recommend just in the middle. Now for the horizontal and the vertical stick sensitivity, I have it on 1313. Things like in like BO3, I'll actually say people used to run like a 1413 or just whatever they have as like a horizontal. For the vertical, they add it a little bit slow, like a little bit slower. But the thing is, for this game, is that this game, when it comes to like aim assist as a whole, you really don't have aim assist on a horizontal plane of the field. That's why you may be losing some gunfights out there, just because like you don't have that vertical, the same speed. But even the aim assist is messed up on horizontal, so I recommend just having everything the same, everything from left, right, up, down the same. So that's when you know how to actually fix or adjust your aim, just like how you adjust it for vertical, horizontal, etc. Now for the ADS sensitivity, low zoom, I have it on 0.75, and the high zoom for the scopes, I have it on 75. The only reason I have in terms of aiming and stuff on the same thing when it comes to two options is because you want to be able to learn when to adjust for those certain things. Now for the scope, don't you want to have like the same sensitivity for when you aim it in with like a red dot? So I just think about the things like that. Like I want to get like the things that I'm already used to. I'd rather not change it. I'd rather just keep it to where one thing is just like the next. Like I'm able to aim with one thing, the same type of speed, just like the next. So that way it's easier to actually adjust just in case they're further, closer, etc. Now for the aim response curve type, I actually have it on linear. Linear is for the aim stick to directly aim rate, because like sometimes I sway a little bit to the right, sway a little bit to the left, and like with that, the thing is I don't recommend dynamic, because dynamic is like, it's like explosive. It's too explosive. It's not like Like it's unlike linear, it's unproportionate. So like you won't go at the same rate or fast at the same rate. You just speed up mad fast. And I feel like that's gonna mess up your aim at a lot of things. I actually use linear because it's on a consistent rate. As soon as I swap over to the left, right, up, down, you stay at a consistent rate. So I actually recommend using that. Now, controller vibration, my fault. I would actually say to disable this. Now, you might be like, why should I disable this? Now, it's only one reason. It's because when you actually aim your controller, right, you have your 2 sticks on and you feel that vibration. That vibration is gonna shake your aim up. You might not think it, but the vibration actually shakes your aim up. That's why I don't really recommend using vibration. Like, if you are using vibration, the only games I actually recommend using vibration and is like, I don't know, probably like Minecraft or something, or just something random instead of just Kai, because Kai, even that little millisecond of aim or that response time from the vibration can mess up your aim, and that will cost you the gunfight. Trust me, there's a lot of examples out there on YouTube that actually it tells you and it shows you. Now for the aim assist, this comes into a lot of things. I actually recommend using focusing. Now if you don't know what focusing is, I just used it. I don't know where this came from, but this was a topic in the Discord, and after using this focusing, it actually slows down the aim assist. So like, let's say somebody's running past you, instead of usually like your aim assist will like chill out fast, it basically slows down your aim. So that way your aim is already focused. Your aim is already focused. All you have to do is shoot. All you have to do. In order to weapon mount, I have on ADS and melee, which is on, for me it is L1 and X as soon as I'm on the wall. For the weapon mount movement exit, I have it on enable. The ADS behavior, I have it on hold, because when I'm actually holding, you know, like I don't like tapping it. I'm used to actually holding it, get into another gunfight, hold it, etc. Like I'm used to doing things like that instead of just, you know, tapping it and just aiming automatically. Now for the equipment behavior, I have it on hold. For the tap to reload, I have it on tap to reload, my fault. For depleted ammo weapon switch, I have it on enable. For the slide behavior, I have it on hold. For the auto move forward, I have it on disable. For the auto sprint, I have it on disabled. For the vehicle camera recenter, I have it on disabled. And for the auto parachute, I have it on enable. But if you want to actually land faster into a game, I recommend putting on the disable, because if you're able to time it before you hit the floor, you touch the floor before anybody that have it on enable. For my brightness, I have it on 50% for the safe area. This is basically my safe area. It's all the way to like the thinnest area. For the field green, I have it on 0.25. For the tooltips, I have it enabled. The subtitles, I actually recommend turning this off. I mean, unless like you're playing with like a messed up bike, I would actually recommend it just in case somebody calling a UAV. Let's say like Warzone or something, and somebody say something like, "Oh, Storm is moving," you don't have a headset on, you're not really paying attention. The subtitles will actually work, or if you're playing campaign or something like that. Now for the language suggestion, I have it on English. I speak English. I have it on English. So for colorblind type, I have it on disabled. For the ward immersion blur, I actually recommend turning it off, because when you actually turn, if you have that blur on and you're not really paying attention to the game, when I say like enemies will look directly like the map, especially with the weapon. Like people around you will actually look and blend in with the map if they're the same color. Now for the mini map shape, I actually recommend putting it to square. Now square, you're able to see like that a little bit, as you see from the circle, and the square you're able to see that little bit of space that I would actually recommend seeing, because once you see that, you're able to actually know, all right, there's still people there. Now for the circle, they won't even actually show that, but the square gives you a little bit, you know, a little bit of knowledge. Now for the map rotation, I have it on enable. For the compass, I have it on letters. I actually don't really care about, you know, these things. It's just like for the letters and stuff, I really don't care about it. It's just the same thing as coordinates. Now for the text chat, I have it on enabled. For the profanity filter, I have it on enabled. For the dismemberment and gore effect, I have it on enabled. For the game of souls, etc, etc. Now for the audio settings, these audio settings, I actually recommend using a few things. It's either boost, high boost, or low boost. Now things like that in order to actually hear footsteps, hear gunfights across the entire map, hear claymores being placed down here and reloading here, and a little bit of speech from other players, from the characters on the other team, things like that. Even a speck of water dropping from a cave, like on that cave map, like things like that, you want to be able to hear just to get somebody run over, run to you, duck, slide, anything in terms of actually push you in a gunfight. As long as you have the upper hand of the gunfight, you won't even mind. Now for the master volume, I have it on 35. For the music, I have it on 58. For the 100, I have it on dialogue. For the effect, I have it on 100. Now for the Juggernaut music, even though I barely like use the Juggernaut or even hear it as a whole, I have it enabled. Now for the hit marker sound effects, I have it on classic instead of modern warfare because I like the classic hit markers. For the voice chat, I have it on enabled. The open mic recorder threshold, I have it on 316. Voice chat microphone, I have both of them on 100, and the voice chat effect, I have it on no effect. And that's pretty much it for the settings. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm all y'all.